We're going to get started with our third workout during the 21-day challenge. And because it's the first workout of the week, week 2, we are going to start with a weight loss oriented workout. So there's a warm-up circuit, and you're going to start with jumping jacks. Just regular jumping jacks. When you're first getting started the first time through the circuit, you can always opt for the low impact jumping jacks. Then you're going to do some squats. So those toes facing forward. First time through, you're just getting warmed up. Go a little bit quicker, not as deep. Second time through, really start to sit back into that squat, trying to get down to that nice 90 degrees down at the bottom. Keep all your weight in your heels. Watch those knees so they're not going in or going outward during the squat. Then you're going to do some line jumps. So just jumping back and forth across an imaginary line, or you can have a real line on your floor. And then front kicks. So on the front kicks, a lot of people have a tendency to curl forward into a kick. I actually want you sitting back. So start with some knee raises, leaning back just a little bit so your back is making a nice straight line. Start with some knee raises first. Really get those knees up there, because with a front kick, I want it nice and controlled so that you're not jarring your knees. Then add the kick, and you're just going to bend that knee and kick out, but you are leaning back a little bit rather than leaning into the kick. The idea is not to get your knee up to your chest, it's to get your leg up. You're using your hamstrings as you're sitting back on that leg. You're using your quads to lift that front leg. Nice and controlled. For the first circuit, grab your light weights or something that you're using as light weights. The first one is going to be a split squat with a bicep curl. So I'll show you from the side again. It's basically like a lunge up and down. So your legs are doing this, down and back up. Nice 90-degree angle down at the bottom of that. Make sure that knee is not hyperextending the foot. Keep most of your weight in that front leg, and you're just going down and up. Now to add the arms, you're going to add a bicep curl at the bottom. So you curl when you're at the bottom of the lunge, come back up. Make sure you let those arms go all the way straight. You're going to stay on the same side. Then when you switch sides, you're going to be doing a side raise. So again, same motion, down and up. Raise those arms up to the side, come back down. Raise them up to the side, come back down. Really watch anytime you're doing something with your shoulders that you do not go past parallel to the ground. Don't let those arms go past parallel. Then you're going to do a single leg, bent over tricep kickback. So again, with weights or beans or bottles of water, you're going to bend over and have one leg out. Now, your back and your leg should be in the same line. So if your leg isn't raised very high, which is fine, you're not going to be bent over as far. You want to avoid positions like this or like this. So you want everything in a line. The farther you bend over, the more challenging it is. Then you're going to bring those elbows up, and those elbows are on a hinge. So your biceps are going to stay in the same spot, the tops of your arms, and you're just going to tilt those hands backward. Okay, and it's working the back of the arm. And when you get to the back of that motion, I'll show you, you can tilt the wrist back just a little bit, and it'll work that tricep just a little bit more. Then you're going to switch legs. You're going to stay bent over, single leg. So now you're on the other leg, and again, that body is in line. You're going to let your arms come forward, reverse fly, squeeze those shoulder blades together, kind of like Batman. Now on these, you want to be really careful when you're bent over and those arms are here, that you're not letting that back round. So pull the shoulder blades together. They should be engaged the whole time. And then open up, really squeeze, crack a walnut between your shoulder blades when you do this. X-plank. All right, I'm going to show you down on the ground, but first I'm going to show you standing up. So you can imagine if I'm in plank, right here, you're going to bring your knee toward the opposite elbow in plank. Okay, so this is what it looks like, but you're in a nice plank position. Show you from the side maybe. Okay, bring those knees to the opposite elbows. Now there are ways to modify this. The first one is you can be down on your knees, okay, and just bring it in It limits your range of motion a little bit, but that's fine. You can also be down on your forearms and do it. And again, it limits your range of motion, but that's okay. You won't be able to get your knee quite as far towards your opposite elbow. If you feel anything in your low back, that's what you need to do. You need to modify it. And then you're going to roll over for sit-ups. So sit-ups, start with your feet flat on the floor, legs bent, arms overhead. Use those arms to pull yourself up. Put your arms up at the top of the sit-up. Lower yourself back down. Use those arms as you start to get stronger. You will not have to use your arms. Then you can also straighten those legs to make it more challenging. Push-ups. Nice pretty push-ups. Elbows over wrists. And you're just going to lower yourself down. Lower that chest toward the floor, not your head. Keep your head in neutral position. Push yourself back up. Let's see. Leg raises in a bridge. So you're going to be flat on your back. You're going to lift up those hips. Then you're going to extend one leg out. Flex the foot. You're going to raise and lower it. Don't let it go all the way down to the ground. Raise and lower it. And keep those hips up off the ground. Keeping constant tension on those hamstrings on the other leg. And then mountain climbers. So you're going to roll back over. And mountain climbers are these. So you'll notice you want to keep your shoulders over your wrist. You also want to keep your hips in the same position and just move your legs. So you don't want to be bouncing up and down like this. It's too much pressure on your low back. To modify these, you step in and out instead of jumping in and out. You can also do this on your forearms. Okay? Your range of motion is limited, but it can be done if your wrists are bothering you. And then the last one is just holding a plank. And the first step in a plank is down on your forearms, up on your toes. Drop your knees if it starts to bother your low back. As you get stronger in plank, raise up onto your hands, on your toes. And again, you can drop down to your knees in this position as well. Nice flat back. Have fun.